All right, girlfriend, go ahead and grab your notebooks. You know how we roll over here. If you clicked on this video, you probably already have the aspirations to do something really, really big for yourself. So in today's video, we are literally going to talk about how I would make $100,000 this summer. And it wouldn't even matter where I was starting from. So yes, I'm someone that's been online, for many years, but I'm going to share a plan with you where this can work for someone that's been online for a great deal of time and maybe is looking to do something bigger. And this can also work for someone that is just getting started if they just simply make their mind up that they really want to go for it. And believe it or not, it was a challenge like this that I put myself on when I first came online many years ago, and I was working full-time as a nurse. I wanted to learn how to make money online. I got my hands on some really good information, and I decided to go on a 100-day to prosperity challenge. And believe it or not, that challenge for myself, it kicked off in the summer. And by the fall, things looked completely different, for our financial situation. I grew a business. I grew a community. I was making consistent sales. We went from a place of not having any kind of savings to beginning to save money. We went from never going on vacation to taking mini vacations. Just a lot of really, really positive and good things happened because I decided, to make a real go out of this online business stuff. And I didn't decide to stay a spectator. And so I know challenges like this can really do the right person a world of good if they decide to really enroll themselves in the process and to really decide to go for it. But just a couple of days ago, I had this idea, right? If my life depended upon it, I decided to go really, really deep with this. I'm like, if my life depended upon this and I had to make $100,000 by the end of summer, Steph, first off, what would you do different? What things would you leave behind and how would things look differently on a daily basis, right? Going into your business, how would you treat your days better? Just how would you move? How would you maneuver? How would you do things differently in order to pull this off? And I had to decide to get rid of any kind of 3, 4, or 5-year plan because the whole idea is if after the summer, I don't achieve this goal, there is no more business. I decided to go really, really big, with this to really, really push me. And so in today's video, I am actually going to break down all the way down for you, my exact plan. I have all of my notes here. I want to make sure you have a notebook because I'm going to leave you with something that you can really think about, that you can really decide upon, and that you can begin to take action on. Now, something really big you need to know is the reason I am sharing this with you is because this is my plan. This is what I'm going to be doing for myself. And I'm not sharing this to hype you up, to get you to believe that something is possible for yourself that you might not be ready to believe in, but I believe this for myself. So I believe it for myself, I know that I can't be alone in this belief or in this desire. And I know there's got to be a lot of other women and even men out there that feel the same way for themselves. They're just looking for the excuse to go really, really big and to go really hard for themselves. So I am sharing this because your girl ain't never scared. Challenges like this amp me up. And if I can invite other people to go on the journey with me, all the better. If I can change other people's lives while I'm changing my life, seriously, all the better, because it was other people going before me doing really big things that allowed me to see what was possible for myself. So I understand how important sharing game plans like this. And also, I know you might not believe this, but your girl is 51 years old. So I don't have a lot of time to sit around and overthink things or to implant some days or maybes or it would be nice or in theory. I really do not have, time for all of that. And so I just decided to really make a go of this. And I have goosebumps, even as I just said that, because I know that my world, our world, our business, our finances, our lives. When I say our, I'm speaking of me and my husband. Things are going to shift majorly over these next 90 days simply based upon this decision. That is an absolute knowing that I have. And I believe that's exactly what you have to take into any kind of big endeavor like this if you are not thinking about this as being something that would be nice, but if you're really deciding to make a go of this. So the one thing I want you to know first off is that this is not airy, fairy, foo-foo. You're not going to hear me saying a lot of things like manifestation and meditate on this. And no, it takes a lot of action. It takes a lot of thought But the very first thing that it takes is a decision, right? So again, we're going to dive into all of that. All right. But the same plan, I want you to have confidence in why I'm sharing this with you. Everything I'm breaking down with you in this video are things that I have actually used to not only make my own goals and dreams a reality throughout the years, the exact same things that helped me make my first sales online, the very things that helped me have my first $2,000, $3,000 week, the very things that helped me replace my nursing income, the very things that helped me experience my first six-figure year, and the very things that have helped me accomplish some really, really big things in my business. It's just now I just have a different view, right, on all of this. So I want you to know, like, none of this is something theory that I just thought of to test. It's just we're deciding to go. See how I instantly involved you in that? We're just deciding at this phase that we're just going to go harder, and that we're just going to really, really buckle and hunker down and decide to go faster. And there's nothing wrong with going faster, right? And so that's what we're going to decide to do. But the very, very first thing that you have to start with, so if you're going to like want to number things, this is the very first thing, is that you have to decide to get very, very certain around this. You have to decide like it's already done, that you're not going into this with a hope, wish, and a prayer, that you're very decision. So like the decision to make $100,000 this summer. And as a side note, you might decide upon something else for yourself. You might decide that I just want to make $10,000 solid this summer, or 20,000 or 30,000, whatever that number might be. You might decide you want to do far more than $100,000 this summer, and completely up to you. But whatever you decide upon, you have to know like that is the plan. The decision is the actual plan. And this is a major mindset shift for a lot of us, because oftentimes when we go into wanting to do something, one of the very, very first things that we do is we grab our notebook and our pen and we begin to plan on paper. And honestly, that's very cute. But why so many people don't achieve their goals and their dreams is because they never take what they put down on pen and paper, right? They never take that and actually execute on it. So they spend all of this time creating these elaborate plans that outline what they're going to do, but then they never actually do the thing. And the reason I know this is a major mind shift is because when I was brand new, I didn't put not one single thing down on paper when I got started. But miraculously, I was able to get out there, knew that I wanted to really give this a go, knew that I wanted to make this my new way of life, and I just simply committed to my plan, and that plan looked like doing a video every single day. I didn't know whether it was right or wrong. I didn't know if it was going to be the thing that was going to lead me to success, but I was decided upon making a real go of that, and for me at that moment, that's what it looked like. Right? So I didn't need to have a plan. I just simply needed to begin executing on the idea that I had. And I realized that if I wanted to make a name for myself, if I wanted to start building something from myself, starting from complete scratch where no one knew me, that the best thing for me to do was to do something that would put me in front of people, and so that people could become aware of me. And by doing that in my very first 30 days, I was able to make 28 sales. And that kicked everything off for me and allowed me to have a lot of confidence that I could actually do this. So the first thing you've got to get certain, like not only do I want this, but it's already done, right? And I'm willing to allow this idea, this plan, right, this decision to actually be the plan, and that I'm not going to sit here and try to worry about creating the perfect plan. The one thing that I can tell you, and I can go so deep on this, and at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a big invitation. And should you decide to take that invitation, I'm going to also give you access to my private mentorship podcast, where I talk about a lot of these things a lot deeper. And I will help hold you accountable, and I will push you on a daily basis, and I will share insight and strategies, and I will help you stay true to this plan, because right now that is what we are actually talking about in this private podcast. And that's why I was inspired to kind of take an initial conversation from that podcast and share it on YouTube, right? Because I really want to inspire people that might not even know like this could really be a reality for them, and that you really can decide to go this big, this fast for yourself. All right. So, again, when I first got started, the very first thing I told myself that I was making this my new way of life. And I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know what I was going to have to learn or overcome. I didn't know what obstacles were going to come my way. But because I decided upon this being my new way of life, it just simply meant that every single day I showed up right? Like I was making this my new way of life. I treated this, again, like something that I wanted to make money from. I'm not going to say I treated it like a business because I knew nothing about having a business at that time, but I for sure treated this as something that I wanted to make money from and that I expected to make money from. Write that down, right? So a lot of people, they'll put plans down on paper, but that expectation of making money, it's not there. They very much so go into it like a hope, a wish, and a prayer. I hope this works for me, right? Like I hope I didn't waste my money. I hope that I'm going to be able to make money. And I never once hoped. I knew for a fact that I was making this my new way of life. And so my actions reflected it. I never needed to put something down on paper. All right. Number two. Now this is where we get into the practicality of this, right? You have to have something to sell. And the one thing I will tell you from experience is that you want to make sure that it makes sense. So this phase, this season, there is no way that I would be selling something that meant volumes of people had to buy in order for me to make really, really good money. Like I wouldn't go into a $100,000 in the summer challenge trying to sell something for $27, right? That just means way too many people have to buy from me in order to pull that off. But instead, I would still use and I would still recommend, right, my $500 turnkey business, right, that I'm actually using right now, that I've already earned 6 figures, in a single year by selling and promoting. And I wrote this down. I think this is so important. And again, I have goosebumps. Literally, this would be the exact plan if my banker said, hey, Steph, I see your business is going really, really good. Tell me what you're doing. And if I told her what I was doing and she wanted to learn how to do it, this is the exact same thing I would recommend to her. I have to share it this way because oftentimes people think that the way we do things online, is not the same way we would do things offline. I would be embarrassed to share my money making program with someone offline. Now, there have been things over the years that I was doing online where I was like, I don't want no one to know about this program because it's janky as all get out, right? I don't want to say I didn't believe in it because I was clearly using it to make money, but it's I wouldn't have wanted to share that with my banker because it was a gimmick at best. Can we just be real, right? Again, a grown woman conversation. But with what I do now, with what I offer now, I know I have something that puts someone in position to being able to learn the business, to be able to get set up in a single weekend if they want to, and to have a ready-made income stream where they can begin earning $500 by sharing the exact same system with other people that want to learn how to start making money online. That is why I call this my turnkey business, because it literally gives you everything that you need and it puts you in instant position to be able to earn $500 every single time you sell that to another person. So you see in this instance, right, the money gets to stack fast and it gets to stack significantly. And oftentimes what I realize is that people get started with businesses online and they don't think about it from this level. They think more about what can I get started with that's very, very cheap or very, very inexpensive. And if you want to achieve big goals, big dreams, right, and big things for yourself in short spans of time, condensed times, you've got to ask yourself, what can I sell that every single time I sell it, it's going to be significant to my bottom line. It's going to be significant to my bank account. And what I will tell you, and I used to always joke about this in my community, I'm a $500 sale changes your entire day. So just begin to envision $500 sales rolling in, again, because you decide to get serious about this thing right from the beginning. Oftentimes, I think back to when I first got started and I made 28 sales in my first 30 days, but I was not selling a $500 thing. I was selling something for far less. And I often ask myself, had I had something like this, first off, yes, I would have found the money because all of this would have made sense to me. I'd have been yes, everything that I need and the ability to make really good money, working as a nurse and being able to make $500 sales on top of that, that would have been everything. Even though I might not have made 28 sales in my first 30 days because it was a higher price point, if I would have just made 10 sales in my first 30 days, that would have been $5,000. I would have been absolutely ecstatic. Not only was I confident by the results I initially got, because 28 sales is still a big deal no matter what you're selling, because it's proof that you can do this, but the money would have really, really, really made a difference. And that's why I stand behind my turnkey system, because I know for people, again, 51 years old, I don't have time to nickel and dime this thing, right? We need this thing to pop off as fast as possible. And I know that's exactly what this kind of system does for other people, right? The third thing, so number 3, right? You want to make sure that you have daily sales opportunities. You want to make sure that, again, $100,000 over the summer, like we're not letting any days go by. We're not doing anything in an idling type way. Like we're not doing something in vain. We're not doing something hoping, wishing, and praying, but instead every single thing that you do, you're leveraging that as an invite to learn more about what your business has to offer. Essentially, like every single day is a fine day for selling. Every video, every post, every email, every conversation, right, that you have in your business, again, you are looking to invite people to learn more about what it is that you're doing. Every viewer, right, is a potential buyer. So imagine like doing a video and 500 people watch that video, and in your mind, when you did that video, you're like, every single viewer is a potential buyer. So what does that do? It means that you actually put more into that video. You put more into that email. You put more into that post. You put more into every single thing that you do, because in your mind, every single person that comes across my business, right, they are a potential buyer. And again, I go back to my very first 30 days online, and I just wish more people could get started the way that I got started, because again, the confidence and the belief that it gives you. But that was the energy that I had, like every single day, even though I was working full-time as a nurse and I had 2 small kids, right, and I had a husband, like all of these things, like every day I was like, more people need to know that this existed. And that is why I shot videos in my car. That is why I shot videos on my days off. That's why I found a way every single day to share some kind of message, right, to let more and more people know about the opportunity that I had to sell. Again, no plan on paper, just sheer desire and determination to want to make sure more people knew what I had to offer. All right. So every day, again, is a perfect day to make $500 or more. Just sit for a second and just allow that to sink in. Like, you realize $100,000 over the summer literally is nothing more than right around like 2 sales a day. 2 sales a day is $1,000 a day. $1,000 a day in 30 days is $30,000 a month, right? Over 3 months, that's $90,000. And so let's just say we allow momentum to take care of the other sales, right? Again, when we do the math, like that is not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable to know that there are billions of people out there, and a percentage of those billions like want to learn how to make money online. They don't have a vehicle, right? They're looking for someone that they can trust. They're looking for a good opportunity. Maybe they're looking for something turnkey like this, or they don't even know a turnkey system exists. You show up, right? Your magnetic content calls them in, and they're like, wait a second, like I want to do this. It does not register as a really, really big number. Again, I believe like this kind of goal, you've got to decide to get a little bit delusional, right, about what is possible, but also delusional about what you can do. Like, this kind of plan is not about, oh, I'm going to sit back and, if I feel like doing a video this week, I'll do a video this week. You don't have any room for fear. You don't have any room for second guessing yourself. Like, every single day, right, you are trying to figure out how you are going to get this opportunity in front of another person, right? I would remind myself that all the buyers that my business needs, they're already out there. And that is a reality, right? Every single buyer for my business is already out there. People that bought from me last week, right? They just came to know me last week. They were not a part of my audience, right? Somebody that will buy from me today will likely have not known about me last week. So it's like knowing that every single thing that I do, every video, every post, everything that I do, right? That literally it has the potential of connecting with people that are unaware of me and reminding me that my buyers are steadily out there. And it's my job, again, to create the opportunities so that they could buy from me. It's my job to open my door for business every single day. And online, that looks like being present. That looks like showing up. That looks like creating content, right? That looks like being on the platform that you've decided is going to be the platform that you're going to connect with your future audiences on, right? This level of awareness makes you money. I'm telling you, just a simple shift that if you want it, let's do the math real quick. So we said 2 sales a day times 30, so that's 60. So that's 60 customers. 60 times 3, right? Let's just call it 200. All right. So 200 customers. All right. They're already out there. 200 customers. Like, now let's make that shift. Okay. 90 days, right? 200 customers. That's 200 real people. 200 people that are just like us. They have goals, dreams, aspirations. Maybe they want to learn how to make money online because they've been hearing a lot about it, but they don't know how to get started. They're out there searching, they come across your content. Or there are people that have been struggling and looking for a really, really good system. Or people that are looking for someone that they can, take on as a mentor. Like there's so many scenarios, right, to make the 200 people like so doggone doable. Like you watching this video right now, like you could be one of my 200. Are you like, I want to say that so you understand like how all of this works. It starts with viewer. It starts with a simple viewer coming across content and saying like, you're doing something I want to do for myself. That is what I did when I first got started. I saw someone doing something that I wanted to do for myself, and guess what? I enrolled myself in what they were doing. When I decided to pivot my business from a broking coaching model a couple of years ago, I saw another woman talking about making $22,000 a month. And I said, I want to do what she is doing. And guess what? I enrolled myself in her plan. Like that is how all of this works. And I don't think enough people are making it clear like this to get people to understand this is how all of this works. We're generally inspired by what someone else is doing. And then we decide to self-elect and enroll ourselves in their plan. I really hope that you're taking notes on this. All right. So that's number 3, to understand that every single day, right, is a day for opportunity, a day for making money. And then the final point for today is that you've got to decide that you are going to flood the zone, flood the space with your value. And this means nothing more than just simply deciding to show up every single day, some way, somehow. In future videos, right? And I want you to make sure you subscribe to my channel because I am going to be going absolutely ham on YouTube. Again, because as you can tell, like I know what's up. I know how all of this works. And I know what makes all of this work. And deciding to be very, very prolific in all of your doing, being prolific in what it is, in your desire, what you want, waking up every single morning and realizing today is a fine day to make $1,000 or to make $1,500 or to make $2,000, like whatever the case may be. Today is a fine day. And why put off for tomorrow what I can do today? Let's go do that video. Let's go do that reel. Let's go do that short. Let's go create that carousel. Like, let's go get out there, right? And I know that I'm talking to the person that already knows they were called for more. Like, you're likely someone, if you're listening thus far, like you're probably someone, like you already know that you're going to make it happen. You're just looking for the right vehicle. You're looking for the right opportunity. You're looking to give yourself the green light. You're looking for someone, you're looking for something that makes sense for you. And maybe you're looking for that someone, right? That you're like, you know what? Yes, like I want to get on board with what she's talking about. Like I want to enroll myself, right, in her business and what it is that she is doing. And then once you make that decision, again, it's deciding that every single day, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, whatever platform you decide upon, that you are going to be the prolific voice on that platform because you're 200. Write that down. I want you to go to bed at night and I want you to hear my voice, right? 200 customers, 200. That's just 200 people out of the 5.1 billion that are out there, right? I want you to keep hearing that because I want you to understand. And as I'm saying this, like I am reinforcing this for myself. Like there's just no way I'm going to let 200 people separate me from my goal. Right? Like it's only 200 people out of 5.1. Like I'm not going to allow 200 people to separate me from my goal of $100,000 this summer. To me, that's as simple as it gets to be. That does not seem hard when we understand how simple the plan gets to be. But the question you now have to ask yourself is, will I go for this? Like, I know how simple it is. Am I going to sit here and should my way out of this or, fear my way out of this or ponder like why this won't work? Will I give myself every obstacle and every excuse for why it won't work? Right? Or am I going to, again, go back to that first thing that Steph said and again, create that certainty that this is possible, that this is doable. And we'll talk about that in a totally different video. We won't go there. All right. But can you decide upon these things? Can you decide, right, that what you want, again, is that important to help you, right, in the achievement of your goals? So again, life dependent upon it, making $100,000 this summer, like this is as simple as a game plan needs to be. Deciding that $100,000 this summer is the plan and then speculating every single day on all the things that you can do, right, again, to bring that plan closer to you. Right? Or to make that plan real, like however you want to look at it, to know that it's only 200 people separating you, right, from that goal, or whatever number you decide upon for yourself, do the math, and then come to the realization that it's only X amount of people that are separating me from that goal. All right. So if you want to do this for yourself this summer, right? Like you don't want to watch, you don't want to hang back. Like I had this thought this morning. I was creating a note for an email I'm going to send out. And I was just thinking, like when I got started online, I didn't know anything about making money online, but I was out there searching. So much like everyone else, I went out there searching. And when I found something that I really believed in, where I'm like, I can do that, right? I decided to enroll myself in the system. And it sounded so good as I was going through the information that I kept telling myself more people need to know about this. And that was all that I needed to fuel myself to go out there and to really, really give this a go. I was not a spectator. I didn't sit back watching other people. I didn't hang out on other people's email lists for, months and months and months and months or even years, right? Like literally I gave myself the green light from the beginning because my searching, my researching, like everything that I was doing to find something, it wasn't in vain. I wasn't doing it just to see what was out there. I was doing it because I knew that if something made sense for me, that I would take action on it. And again, it's decisions like that that separate those that, say they want something and in fact go out there and get it. That separates those that are just, hoping, wishing, and praying, or that always have an excuse for why they can't. And I know that's not you. There's no way you've been listening to this message, right, for, again, going on 25 minutes, right, because you're just a dreamer. You, in fact, are a doer, right? And so if you would love to learn more about the exact same system, right, again, that's made some of my customers their first $1,000, in their first week. I've had people that have gotten set up in a single weekend and made their first sale the very next day. I've had people, go on to get to their first $10,000 months. I've helped people over the years as well be able to create six figures. Like I've helped a lot of people online, like learn what it takes to actually win at this thing. And again, the reason I love this system so much is because it is turnkey. So whether you know nothing about making money online, right, or whether you have a little bit of experience and you've just been looking for the right program, the right system, the right person, the right community, to decide to give this a go for yourself, I want to invite you to really, really check this out. All right, I'm going to leave the information down below in the description. You can go there and you can decide to learn exactly how to get all of this set up for yourself in a weekend. Literally within 72 hours, you could be in business. Imagine taking the weekend or taking 3 days, whatever that looks like for you, getting your business set up, knowing you have all of the training, you have everything that you need to help you get to a very, very fast start, but knowing that after those 72 hours, you have a business that is now in position to make you $500 every single time you introduce it and sell it to another person. And the thing about our plan is it's 100% profits, not even commissions, it's profits, because you set this business up as your own. So when someone pays you, they're paying you directly. And as soon as they pay you, that money is en route to your bank account. And we show you how to get all of that set up within our system. So like literally you're able to steal my six-figure business, the very business, everything that has helped me make a lot of money online. You're literally able to come in and steal it without ever having to figure out what you're going to create from scratch. Right? Everything that you need is in here. So I'll drop the link down below in the description. And in closing, I just want to say, don't let the summer pass you by. Don't know that you want something right now and sit back and watch other people make their goals a reality over these next 90 days. I will tell you summer, and we'll talk about this more. So again, make sure you definitely do subscribe, click on notifications. And also when you decide to take action and come on board with me, you also get access to live support every single week where we show up in a private Zoom room and there's free mentorship. You can ask questions. We go deep around a lot of these things. And again, as a bonus, and I'll share this down below in the description, is that when you decide to take action from this video, all right, really, really important. Make a note of this. When you take action from this video, I'm also going to enroll you into my private mentorship podcast, where again, on a daily and weekly basis, we go deeper on these conversations to help you in strategizing, to help you in taking action, to help you in holding yourself accountable. I just got a feedback from one of my members that said, Steph, I feel like leaving you a review after every single episode because you're helping me step into my grown woman era, right? I was yes, that is what this is about. So I'm not the one to play around. I'm literally here on business, and I'm showing up in a way and in a capacity, and everything that I do, it's not about just a way to make money, but it's a way to activate more people. towards their goals, to help you in stepping into the goals that you have, and to stop sitting back and being a spectator, right? Time is out for that. So I just want you to know you're going to have everything that you need. It's all detailed down below on my website. I look so forward to seeing you in my next video, and I look so forward to seeing you inside of the community and seeing what you do right during these summer months. There are going to be so many people that are going to be sitting back waiting for the summer to be done to start, taking action on their goals. And that's why right now, and I will share more about this when you come inside again on why it's so important, why the time is now, and how it gives you such an advantage by taking action now, priming your business now, setting yourself up now, learning these skills now, again, getting your business set up now, again, starting to build your brand and creating your content now. There's such a big advantage doing it now, because when the fall season rolls around again, like, you're going to have such a leg up from people that are deciding just to get started. And so the fall is notorious for being the home-based business season of the year. Don't wait for that. Decide to get started right now. And if it's any inspiration, it was the summer when I kicked off my business so many years ago. And by the fall, like, again, my finances had taken a turn for the absolute better, simply because I decided to start and not sit back and remain a spectator. I really hope that you're leaving better. I know you got to be leaving here inspired. I hope you have taken the notes that you need to have taken, and I desire for you to take action. I want you to take action. I would love to go on this journey with you and support you, cheerlead you, and celebrate your mini wins, your mini milestones, and your mini successes. I will see you in my next video, and can't wait to see you inside of the community. Bye-bye.